Okay, so we're going to roll through this and welcome to First Legal League Explorer training, which we actually don't typically do a lot of because First Legal League Explorer is not really terribly complicated. And that's my disclaimer. So if you get in there at the end of this or partway through this and it sounds really complicated, it means I made it harder than it is. Okay, so there we go. I am Allison Cooper. I would work for General Economic Development Council, and we are the program delivery partner for FIRST, which basically means FIRST, this big worldwide organization. Each region has somebody who runs it. I run it for Alaska. And there we are. So FIRST, huge organization, 110 something countries, different programs all the way through 12th grade. And First Legal League Explorer is what we're going to look at today. First Legal League Challenge is the upper elementary, middle schoolers, the table, and that's the one that is the biggest program we run. First Tech Challenge, high schoolers all over the state. That one, bigger robots, metal. And then really big robots that I said like that, they're bigger than that. Craig did actually when he was in Philadelphia. So we will introduce Craig here in a sec. But not quite yet. This is the vision. This is what FIRST was founded on. Guy who created it, Dean Kamen, invented the Segway and big long list of all kinds of other things. Super creative guy. And the basic idea was he's watching kids get jazzed about sports figures and, movie stars and all of that. And, why can't we get kids excited about people who are innovators and science? And how can we do that? So let's turn it into a really fun sport. And that's what he did. So we started with the one with the great big robots. And when you see those guys play, it is a sport. It is loud. It is played in so it gets like the size of a small gym, maybe not too small gym. It's a big, loud deal. And now we have programs all the way down to, well, Discover pre-kindergarten kids, but we are going to deal with kindergarten first through third or fourth. These are the kinds of things they get out of it. Yes, even the first graders. Some of them maybe not, but most of them or a lot of them, yes. Time management, working together as a team. There are a lot of things that the kids get out of this that have nothing to do with coding and STEM, really. A lot of coding and STEM and a lot of people skills. The program looks like this. We are all over the state. So really, we're very proud of the teams that are all on the North Slope. Bethel's got a whole bunch of stuff going on around that region. Even fun team out on ADEC. And the folks that are involved here, Craig is with AmeriCorps, and he is working with JADC this year to make all these things happen. As luck would have it or whatever, he's got a lot of experience actually with this program. So he's helped First Legal League teams and things like that in the past. And so we're really jazzed to have him. Wendy Bryden is, she's in Moose Pass. Not right now. She's in some kind of weird race in Utah off the grid. She's very energetic. She coaches First Legal League Challenge, the older guys, but also Explore. And she's been doing it for a long time. She's great to reach out to and ask questions of. She's basically here to answer questions, to help coaches, help teams. And our sponsors, oh, my sign fell down. Oh, I have a sign. Alaska Airlines, and Alaska 529 and GCI, and that is how we, come on in. And that is how we managed to fund the program. And at least that helps us on the program. JEC kicks in a lot. All right. Yeah, just find anywhere for you. We're not going to pick it up again. You saw it. It was there every point of the side. Okay, so we have core values in first regularly, all of the different first programs. And every organization I know has core values, and most of them kind of sort of ignore them. We don't ignore them. We live by these. Every age lives by these. Teams help other teams. And at the high school level, what that looks like here at Thunder Mountain last year at the tournament, very long story that I won't go into, but a Thunder Mountain team called a timeout to help a JD team fix their robot. JD team fixed their robot, beat the Thunder Mountain team. It's part of the thing. And we would have all been surprised if Thunder Mountain hadn't helped them like that. We want, everyone to do their best. So even at the very competitive levels, when they really want to win, they want to win in a way that, our best is better than your best, not our best, whatever, but you dropped a robot. So we want, yay. Totally different culture than any place else I've ever seen. Okay. First Lego League. You know what?
You want to skip this one since we're.
Well, let me ask, have you guys seen the video that has what is for Lego League? Is this like familiar?
I think so. Didn't you play it when you did the
You come
Montessori?
to like the Montessori meeting? Okay, if you were at the Montessori meeting, okay, if you weren't, we'll give you the link afterwards, because I thought of that as it was going, because anyone who went to any of the parent meetings that we did,
Yeah.
watch the video. Okay, so this gives you a flavor of what First Lego League is. We have the 3 divisions, right? And we're going to do exploring. Why don't we skip this video for now? Oh, look at that, you got it. We struggled with how to do that yesterday, how to get past the video. Okay, so the timeline for First Lego League Explore is whatever works. Not kidding, really. We have events that we will set up, but if that doesn't work for you, we'll adjust that. We can create your own event. It's more fun if you get more teams together, but we don't have to do that. In Juneau, we will have the First Lego League Explore teams come to our First Lego League Challenge tournament that will be at, it's usually at Centennial Hall. Centennial Hall is being renovated at the exact time of our tournament. If they could have delayed it by 10 days, I think we would have been okay, but no. So 17th of December at JDHS, and we'll have our celebration, our festival, and it'll be part of that tournament. Fairbanks tends to do their own event. Anchorage we do it at the championship, at our state championship, and we have the kids come out for that. It just really depends, but we want to celebrate the end of the season and give the kids a chance to show the world, or at least their parents and anyone else who will listen, what they did. Grades 2 to 4 is what they technically say. It can be younger. We had first graders at camp did just fine with that robot. We've had kindergartners. It really is going to depend on the coaches and what you want to work with. You're building with Lego pieces, just manage your expectations based on age. 2 to 6 kids. A lot of the coaches tell me 4 is a good number. 6 starts to push how much sharing you have to do. But you can work on it. There's some resources you can look at and see. It's designed for 2 to 6. You need to have 2 adults. What those 2 adults are doing, is up to you. If you've got 2 kids on a team, I don't know that you want 2 adults over their shoulder. You could be 1 adult monitoring them and 1 adult that is in the loop. We don't want 1 adult ever managing the team and no one else knows what's going on. It's a safety thing. But if you've got 6 little guys and you're not like a teacher who really gets how to manage them, you might want 2 more parents helping you. I don't know. I might want 2 more parents helping me. You can coach multiple teams. You can get several groups of those going at once, depending on your space and all of that. And they can be, they don't have to have any organization that's sponsoring them or anything like that. It can be, a school. It can be you and your next door neighbor, whatever. So you'll find a mix in there. Okay. So festival is just their end of season celebration. They bring what they have created to this festival, have a table, put it out, their Lego thing that they've constructed. There'll be a poster they create through the season. They'll have it out, and we will have reviewers that come with this check sheet, and they'll have a check sheet and ask them questions. They want the kids to share with them what they did. They want the kids to be heard. They want to give the kids an opportunity to, show them what they know. And this is all about the experience the kids are having. And that is it. That's entirely the point of this thing. So there's questions, so they can fill out these rubrics, but these rubrics are not going anywhere. It's just really for that. Yep.
I have a question going back to the max 6 kids per team.
Uh-huh.
I know last year was a little bit crazy. So my kids both go to Akbe, and at Akbe, I think they had like 60 kids sign up and they were expecting like 10.
Yeah.
And we ended up having teams that had like 8 to 10 kids on them with 2 adults, because otherwise we would be turning people away. So how would you recommend that we manage that? And that was
You
with
start
them
another
like
team.
recruiting, like I got recruited, my partner got recruited, and
Yeah.
like 4 other challenge coaches got recruited. And yet we still didn't have enough parents to manage all the kids. And so we kept them on the team because we didn't want to say no.
Yeah.
But
You start another team. You just keep starting teams. And the Explorer,
how do you do that if no one else is willing to step up and coach?
I mean, again, you can have more than one team going and you can coach more than one. So like Craig and I could coach 2 or 3, and it depends on what you can manage, right?
I think that was mostly the thing. The coaches were like, we can be here
Right.
one day and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want them to go out.
And it depends on your space and stuff, like how many, so I coached First Legal League challenge Girl Scout teams. And I did have that problem. We could have a maximum of 10. And I had 21 one year. And I had like, what do? I can't have more than 10. But I do one night for one and one night for the other. I could not do a third night. I just couldn't do it. In that case, I actually ended up with one dropping and just saying, I'm going to start next year instead. But it's a trick. It's a trick. Technically, you should have another team, and we should be able to figure out a way to help support you with that.
Okay.
Um,
So like reach out to you if that becomes another
Yeah,
issue and
and
say, hey,
let's see.
this is the issue.
Yeah, and let's see if we can't figure out a way to help make it happen. Explore teams are small enough that, and what you're doing isn't structured the same way. I think you could probably get several going, 2 or 3 teams at one time in a space, and it's more a matter of getting one more adult to help supervise. But we may be able to help you with like an AmeriCorps or let's go recruiting for another person or a high schooler. Timing doesn't work out great with high schoolers, but the high school robotics teams are always put out. So that's what should happen. Yeah, I hate turning kids away. That's always a hard one, right? You don't want to say, no, can't do this. Okay, so and they'll have medal. They all get to leave with cool FLL medal, FLL Explorer medal ceremony, high five line, where we'll probably modify it a little so they're not, yeah. Okay. So what they're doing is they are going to end up building some models that are spelled out very specifically so that you don't have to try to figure it out. The kids can build like a wind turbine And there's 3 models that are laid out for you. And then they'll also come up with a problem that they want to try to like come up with a solution sort of for and build a model that represents that. That can be so, they're kids. Let them come up with something. I coached this once long ago and it was trash. They built a conveyor belt. Yay. And they move trash, whatever. It doesn't matter. What it is doesn't matter. The experience kids have, that's what matters. So they're going to end up with a model that they use a robot kit. This is what I have for the schools in Spike Prime. There's old Redos around, and Redos are fine too. Redo 2.0 or even Redo 1.0 are fine. But this is what I have right now, and this is what we're using for camp this year. So any of your kids that went to camp are very familiar with this rascal. They'll use this thing to put a motor on it. There's some sensors in here. There's something that flashes lights. It's kind of fun. And they'll use this to make their model do something. Whatever. And they'll create a poster about their solution. So as part of the season, they're going to do a little research on energy. Superpowered is the theme. So on energy, maybe they get excited about electric cars. And maybe they make themselves a little electric car. And it goes, hey, and then you can poster about electric cars. I don't know, just whatever jazz. Does that make sense? Okay, all right.
And there's a picture of a model on the side there, if you can see that, of like, their custom one.
So, are you on your own to figure this out? No, you're not. They provide for you a team meeting guide. When you register, you'll get team meeting guide, and you're going to get 6. In the FLL challenge, you want to get 2, but these guys send you one engineering notebook for every kid. They go with these, and the team meeting guide, you can use it exactly, or you can use it not. But I would look at it and get ideas from it anyway. And it will walk you through a season, and it lists out for you 12 sessions and what you could do. And if you did all those, then you would build these 3 models that it already has laid out for you. Kids would explore building coding with their set, their robot. They would do some exploration prototype. They've got some model pieces in there that they're used for prototyping. And then they would explore the topic. They would come up with a project topic that they're kind of interested in, whatever this problem is that they're wanting to deal with, and then build that model and put a motor on it somehow and make that poster and get ready for their festival. And it's all lined up there. So, as a coach, you're doing logistics, setting up the meeting time, figuring out what to do. You have 8 kids instead of 6. You're going to make sure that the kids all register, which is the tricky part, especially if you have 8, because you can't register more than 6. You'll register for the festival, although probably if like at Oak Bay, they'll register all the teams at once. And any of the other programs you guys are with, school probably do that for you. I won't charge you anything. We don't charge anything for Explore teams to register. But I do need to know kind of how many kids you have. I need to kind of get a feel for that so I can order medals and stuff. And really all you're there is to guide them. You want to make sure they have what they need, which is a tablet, a laptop, any kind of device will pretty much run the software. And it looks the same on anything. This comes with the registration of your team. This is the Explore kit that has the pieces that deal with like the wind turbine and stuff for this year. And a robot kit, your school or something will have it, or Juneau schools. I have one for you. You're gonna help them think about things. I just ask questions. That's how I coach everything. I just ask a lot of questions and get them to think about things. And you're gonna just do a little hurting because they're, because they're kids. But I watched them at camp this year. Oh, man. Yeah, when we're done, if you want, you can glance into my office. There's too much junk in front of it. A kid built a drawbridge. We had a little free build exercise and he built a working drawbridge as a free build. We said, build a bridge. And he's got a working drawbridge where he lifted it up and then he drove his robot under it. Like, oh, well, all right, you can do that. I was just thinking like, okay. Yeah, I'll have to figure out which school that kid goes to. And go get this kid on your Explore team. But that's it. You're guiding them and really making sure they have fun, because that's the whole big picture point of this is you want them to have a good time. You want them to have fun with this. You want them to come back and do it next year. You should have fun too. I mean, if you don't want to do it ever again, we did a bad job getting you ready, and that's not the point. We want you guys to have fun because this is a really pretty cool program. And registration, yeah, late September and very-ish. I don't know. Ask me later. They'll warn us before they close. That's the bottom line. And you order, yeah, there you go. So what you'll do is you'll register your team. This stuff comes, and then once you have 2 coaches that have completed youth protection screening and you can send a release online, then you have the ability to invite your team members. And the way you do that is you invite their parents. Okay, it's weird. Invite their parents, the parents register their kids, you will accept their kids on your team, and you're set. And that's how that works. Okay. Costs. Team registration $125 includes the Legos. You probably want some t-shirts or something. You might, or not. But just make it fun. Sometimes my teams, the older kids, are like, let's wear silly hats. Okay, great. Now my team is wearing silly hats. Yay! Do something fun. You want this to be a big celebration, the festival. That's the point. We did all this, we did this research, we built this thing. Let me show you how it works. And let's have fun. 2 different robots that you can use is the old We Do. I've got them back there if you need to see it. You can use other Legos if you want to with that other model. Go for it. There are some things in the team meeting guide that are really specific. Don't get these confused because it will confuse you. There's this set, and then there's your robot kit. You'll want to keep your robot kit nice, especially if it's mine. I want all the parts back. That you'll be. Really, the product you take is irrelevant, honestly. If the kids build something and they're there, and I mean, they should have a poster, but if they don't have a poster and they had fun, okay, good. Yay, come to the festival. Let's celebrate. Don't sweat it. That's it. Don't sweat it. There's no, you didn't do something right. You can't be here. None of that is going to happen. Really, we want the kids to have a good time. The idea is to have the model that they've designed and automated and have a poster. And if anything doesn't happen, it's okay. It's about the experience of kids. Okay. And is that the slides part? Right.
Yeah, that's,
Okay. So here are the resources. So let's flip. Actually, let's run that IET video.
Alright.
Okay, it's 2 minutes long. You guys can do this. And this was like, oh, I get it. I saw this. And some of it is like. Okay. They have like about a 9 or 10 minute coach training video. You can also find on their website. The IET is me for UK. They have a big team. Yeah, imagine that. For each level. As opposed to yeah. Okay, can we click on, let's go to the actual official resources.
wait, the first season resources?
Let's go to the main website so we can navigate them to it. How's that?
I don't like these things.
It gave you this trouble last time.
It did.
So firstinspires.org is the official website, and that is where you will get to everything. So from there, you go to first Lego League game and season, and up here is, so you go there, yep. And then on the left, you see all the different things here, and you want to explore season material. They named this program's a little funky, so you have discover, explore, and challenge. So it looked a little weird, like explore this season material, discover this. They're different programs. Explore season materials. So the superpowered overview is just that. It's a nice little overview that tells you what you've got, very cartoony looking. The explore set video is it's not a real long video, but it tells you what you have in this and what you're going to build. By your team, by you, I mean them, you know. Carousel energy and motorized models video are just, and wind turbine model video, those are just like, I think they're just pieces of that big video. Model in building instructions, so it's the instructions for building like the wind turbine. Yeah, we just, that's it. There's not a whole lot of stuff there. And then reviewing documents. So we have down there, that's what the reviewers are going to use. So there's not much to really not describe your team model, you know, and they're just, the viewers are just going to ask the kids, maybe by your team model, you know. This is the chance for that kid that's chatty. And that's what you have there. Now, session slides, if you use the team meeting guide, like really use these sessions, those slides will help you. Maybe. I mean, look at them and see if it's worth the effort of projecting them. It may not be. But they were designed to go with the team meeting guides. That is, what else do they need to know about First Lego League Explorer? What questions do you guys have about First Lego League Explorer?
When is the festival?
17th of December. So it's the same day as that other one.
So do they, so the like schedule that's in there, it like lays out like a thing to do each week, each day that
It
you
does.
meet?
It has 12 sessions. So you guys just, now, it does. It has 12 sessions. You guys decide what works. Another thing that the IET put out, can you pop that other link up on there? Do you have it on your?
This one?
That one. They put this little quick route up and it was like, if you don't have that much time, just do this.
Okay.
And they, you know. Yeah.
So, okay, wait, so so it will take like multiple, like that whole week's worth of time, that week, like the many weeks worth of time to like make the thing that you take to festival.
So what it's basically got is, it's got like your 1 week you're building the wind turbine, 1 week you're building, you know, each of those 3 models that you build.
Okay.
They build it and then they motorize it. They put it on the rubber and stuff here. And then there's some time in there where they're building on a different Lego model that their software will guide them through. So they're learning some coding off the side that doesn't have anything to do with this. Those are in there. There's 1-2 session period, double session 8 and 9. That's where they're building the team model. And then 10 and 11, that's where they're making the team posters. So could you do it in, you know, if you skipped a lot of the stuff, yeah. I mean, you could, like, if you don't have much time at all, and you just needed to do the model and poster, and that's all you had time for because the festival's happening and you just got everything started 3 weeks prior to the event, you could do that. Whatever you manage to do is going to be something, and then they can come to the tournament and be part of it. Yay.
So that kind of like building like the first week, we're like doing something that's gonna eventually lead the kids to like understand how to make the ultimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a look at.
Yeah.
So,
Here I can hand these things
Yeah.
down, but
so this is the one that has.
And that's
those
the
12
team.
sessions.
yeah, team meeting guide is the adult version and the engineering notebook is the kid version goes along with it.
Yeah. And so this is what it looks like. This is like the tiny brick that controls all of it. It's literally like, you know, this has some lights on it and you just take it and you plug it in. And then you either connect wirelessly or you plug it into your computer and you just program it through there. It's super simple. If people want to see that, we can pull it up. But it's, you know, these little blocks and it says like lights on and, you know, you set which ones you want on and that's it. Or like this is a motor and you tell it like, okay, rotate, and that's, yeah. And they all just plug right in. So,
Super simple, drag and drop blocks. It's
So the season
last kind of like from now till December 17th and then. Is that it? Or
Yay, end of season, you get your life back. Unless you want to keep doing it as a club, because I won't, if you want to keep using your kit, if you're borrowing my kit and you're still using it, say, we're still using the kit. Yeah, cool. I'll let you know when it gets close to cat time and I start to get nervous. And I'll make it back, but otherwise, yeah, go for it, keep using the kit. Same thing with like team meetings, you can cut out stuff if you're kind of short. Or if you are meeting more and you're like, this is not nearly enough stuff to fill the time, there are in the app a bunch of builds that are really fun. That's what we did at camp, was these builds. And he's gonna click that and he's gonna
So you
pull
want
up.
this one on the left?
Yeah, the other one is for the challenge guys that are doing the other robot. But if you go down to these unit plans, you can look down there and all of these have, just pick one, whatever one. And there's a whole bunch of builds and it walks them through, click any one there. And it goes through a little story. And then it shows them brick by brick how to build it. And then and then it will show them how to program it. So they'll connect by Bluetooth and then program it.
Yeah, and so these are what the blocks look like. They literally just say like move, they have a direction that you pick, and then a distance, and you can do whatever units you want, or time, rotations, inches, centimeters.
Yeah, and the kids at our camp, there's 2 different styles that you can program with, and I think mostly they were doing it the one that so when they go in to start a program,
So if you do
new project, they were doing icon blocks,
and this is just
and it's those.
horizontal, but it's the same thing. You have all these different sound ones for sound.
That will drive you crazy, so.
Yeah, you might not want to tell them.
You're good. Craig did that, I'm just saying. Yeah, no. The light, you see the light thing there?
Yeah, so literally you put it here and you click the thingy and you just select
Choose the
whatever
pattern.
colors you want.
And we'll put that up on the little,
So Prime is like a more like involved version of Essential.
It's basically the same. as
Oh, okay.
this. It's a little bit more, you can do some more stuff.
and the robot like has more ports, so you can have more motors and stuff like that. It's more complicated in that way, and you can do more with it, but so much of it's the same.
And you just connect either with Bluetooth or with, just plug it into the computer and then literally, that connect thing, if we were connected,
And
and then you would just hit play and it would happen on the connected robot.
And they
So,
usually do Bluetooth and then they change it on the fly. It just makes it super quick and easy. They'll make a change and then run the new one. There we are.
it's very easy.
It's a lot like rocket science, but. So, but it takes adults that are willing to make it happen. And that's where you guys come in, thank you. We are at no shortage of kids that want to do this stuff. And it's really is all about the adults that are willing to step in and go, I'll do that. And so, yeah, we're very grateful for that.
And we're always here. We can always, show up if you really need help like one day, or, you can email us. We can.
Yeah, I would warn us
Zoom.
first, in case we're not here. We're gonna be doing a lot of events but email, my phone number.
It's in the
I'm gonna give you some, is a cell phone. So shoot me a text and go, I'm at Raven and this is happening. We can also come out and give a hand if you want, but I think you probably got this. If you're having trouble connecting though or something, certainly don't battle that real long. Give us a holler I also have a bunch of camp staffers that did this all summer, and they can help you better than I can, but I'll get somebody to come out and help you get your device connected.
And this software, there's a web version and a downloadable version, and it can run on just about anything. You can use a tablet, you can use a laptop, you can use like almost anything to run this. So there's really, you don't need like a powerful computer or anything, whatever you guys have around to use it.
Tablets are pretty old, they were doing just fine.
Yeah.
So if we haven't registered, that's what we need to do.
You do, and one reason you want to register, mine is, can I, if I register in my account, because I can get to think, you can get to think, but you're not a coach though, you don't have a registered team.
Yeah,
I
not on
do.
the register.
What do I have? I was aiming it, I'm gonna aim at Craig. Hi Craig, wave, okay. I'm gonna sign on to my.
Yeah, so when you register, like that will get this thing in the mail for you. And then all these guides that we passed around, you'll get them in the mail and you'll have an online portal that has them.
Okay, and then the spike kit, we can borrow from you until we're able to purchase our own, or?
Are you, if you're with a Juneau school, I have these for you. I use them for camp and then I lend them out to Juneau schools.
We're Raven, so we're not Juneau.
We'll talk,
Okay.
we'll talk. I may have them for you guys too. I gotta see what you guys have in mind and stuff. I was gonna chat with you, but I can certainly lend it to you for now. Okay, yeah, I gotta see I have a certain number from camp and we're gonna see how that goes. I don't necessarily need the thing sitting in my office.
It's not in your office.
You're
My
right, it's in
office.
Craig's office, it's fine then, yes.
In terms of registering, I believe last year that the principal at school did that for us. At
Okay,
okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so is this just a conversation I need to have with him about like,
Right.
we need to do this as soon as possible, we want to start?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what you guys need to do. I think he's kind of waiting for how many parents, how many teams. He's super
We're,
enthusiastic and
yeah.
supportive of.
we're a little bit more
this.
organized this year because I know he was collecting names at open house, so like, I think he
Yes.
has a list of like
Yeah.
interested parties at least, but.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna log into actually, can you can put mine up on, can I share?
Wait, what are you trying to do?
I want to share mine.
So you want
I
me
will
to
get on my
stop
dashboard
sharing?
quick here. What time is it? I gotta watch that.
We're good.
I'm supposed to be in Ock Bay. Until late, how it works out. Okay. All right, let me share my screen. Until then, we get to see Craig. He loves it. And
Is there any other questions? Do you guys want me to pass around the kit or
Oh, yeah,
anything
you're-
like that?
welcome to take a look at it. Yeah.
It's yeah, I'll just put it here. If you guys want to pass it around, but yeah, it's mainly Lego parts, and then you take out that top part and see there's just a few, blades, that kind of stuff.
Here's what you'll see as a coach. You want to log in, and for reasons that my connection is not,
So you click on that.
that's interesting. Why is it doing that to me today?
I think that you go and
Yeah,
click
go
on
down.
proceed, it's just a safety thing.
Where's
So you,
proceed?
so you click on advance and then it gives you the option.
Oh, okay.
Proceed, and that link that showed up.
Go down here.
Good,
Found it.
yeah.
Like, where is it? Okay,
Normally it doesn't have that on the slides.
that's interesting. It's also not. Inspires.org, that's right.
Yeah.
Right?
They might just be, because it says login to they might have just like switched it over to a different like back end.
Okay, hang on, I'm gonna type it in and try this again, just because. I want to make sure I haven't got into something that's not the actual right thing. All right, fine, that's all I meant. Okay. Firstinspektors.org, I log in, exactly what it's giving me again. Okay, fine. See that. Email address. It's me. Oh, that's what I was trying to avoid. Okay. This is because I'm from the. Does this have to do with being from the conference room or what?
I don't know. This is. I think it's something on there. I think.
Or if you have the links in the SharePoint, that's why, because it's redirecting to the SharePoint.
Okay. All right, so anyway, you're gonna go to your dashboard. And that's where you'll keep things. In your dashboard, once you log on. Upper right, look for your name, look for red, you'll need to deal with that. Above your name, if you're coach, this is coach 1 or 2, you should have a ThinkScape should be your option. And in ThinkScape, that's how you can get your team meeting guide and engineering notebook. If you don't have that as an option, then you must not be law registered yet or something's going on there. So we have a link, we'll send you a link to Google Drive where I downloaded them. They are not available in the regular, normal, offline resources, okay? So, I mean, out of the secured part resources. It's proprietary, okay? Can you throw up the last slide? I think has the resources or has the like who people are. Because we never give them that part. So very last. Oh, there we are. Okay, so that's us. There's Wendy. I mentioned her, so she knows more about this program than. Okay, questions?
If you were a coach last year, do you still need to jump through all of the background check hoops and all the all that stuff?
Background check is good for 3 years. Just
4
check
years.
4 years. I get all my organizations confused. Just check that red. You will need to do a consent and release every year, so you'll have, I'm sure it'll be
Just,
red
it will
up
just give you
there.
a task list but depending on what you did last year, there may be less things.
There
that you
may
need to
be
do.
more or less. You may have to do youth protection training because that has been updated and stuff, but you won't have to do the background check part.
But all of that needs to get done before the first day we meet with children.
Should be.
Okay.
No one is chasing you down, but you should do that. And you won't be able to like invite kids and all that. And you shouldn't register for tournament. If I'm on the ball, I will have flagged that. Anything else? You're welcome to look at the Spike Crime, Spike Essential Robot Kit. And, you know, Raven, I got lots of redos for sure, but I think I can probably help you guys with Spike Essential. We'll have to talk. I can at least lend it to you. It's a pretty cool kit. It's pretty fun. Kids had a really good time at camp with these new kits.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to purchase one, but I don't know how long it's
Okay.
taking them to.
Oh, I can certainly lend it to you now because we have quite a stack at the moment. I just.
Please take them out of my office.
Yeah. This downside, they look exactly like Spike Prime. So there's a big stack. You just have to look really good to see which robot it is. Why did they do that? I don't know. That's a great question. Why did they do that? All right. Anything else? If you need just mixed Legos ever, do know. Come talk to us. We have more than you want. Mostly the Technic parts, the not just bricks, but things that connect together, pins and all that kind of, but there are also some just bricks. It's the stuff that came off of the fields that the older kids use, like for the last 15 years. At 8, 10, yeah, a year, yeah, we have a lot. Okay. And anybody else that is watching the recording or online, I'm assuming online or recording, I also have a source for you. You need mixed Legos. Somebody in Anchorage is collecting our Anchorage ones together, and we can send them to you. Okay. All right. Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Spot there, please write your email address on your name on there, and that way we can make sure we get slides to you and whatever else links I said. Craig will have to remind me what they are.
Did you end the recording?
No, you want me to end the recording? I'm going to end the recording now. Thanks. Stop share. No, it's not.